Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is qualifying for race number 11 in season number 9 of the NOFSRL Chick-fil-A Cup Series. We are here in the first state of the United States of America, in Dover, Delaware. Delaware is known for two things, being the first state and being the place for Dover. That's about it. There's nothing else special about Delaware. But either way, we are here to qualify for the Mr. Goodbar 400 Uncharted qualifying here. 5 minutes of action around this mile-long racetrack. Monster Mile. It's going to be a fun one. And the big story we're going to have this weekend is going to be tire wear. No doubt about it. This place is going to eat up the tires, and they're really going to slow it down once the tire wear really kicks in. The grip level on this racetrack is also very low as well compared to other racetracks we go to. And actually, even compared to past seasons we've gone here, the grip level is much lower, so the race is going to play out a little bit differently than it has in past years, but either way, it's going to be a fun one. You may wonder, why am I doing a race at Dover? Not many people do races at Dover. Well, Dover's my home track, and I was originally going to be going to the Cup race at Dover this weekend. But yeah, we all know what happened there. So, I mean, I was going to do a Dover race in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series anyway. But we gotta have something here at the Monster Mile. I love this place, love going to it. It's a great place to go to a race, and hey, hopefully by August we'll be all good to go, and I can go to that one. So either way, drivers who are in this Uncharted qualifying session, haven't mentioned them yet. Chloe Reiner in the 07, Lathan Strickland in the 08, Jacob Hamman in the 21, Edwin Mendez in the 55, Alex Bonsignore in the 57, Jeremiah Dwayne in the 67, Dale Salzmann in the 71, Parker Smith in the 98. And of course, top two fastest advance on, and we'll race in tomorrow's Mr. Goodbar 400 noon Eastern Time on Napa Fan. Of course, less than an hour from now, we're going to have the Turkey Hill Series race their 40-lap event here at the Dover International Speedway. That should be a good one over there. Right now, the fastest driver is the number 21 machine of Jacob Hamman, who won that race at Talladega last week, that wild race that we had in the Turkey Hill Series. I mean, both races were wild last weekend at Talladega, I can tell you that much. But Jacob Hamman here in the number 21 machine, coming fresh off a Turkey Hill Series victory. And you got the 71 here, Dale Salzmann. Of course, he's won a race in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series before. Same goes for this guy, Alex Bonsignore. He's won 3 times in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series before and twice as an uncharted driver. They're the only 2 drivers, though, in this uncharted qualifying session who have won races in this series before. And 98 machine with some trouble. He might not get a time in there. That's Parker Smith in the 98 machine. And odds are he will not get a time in this session. That thing has gone kaboom. Tough break there for the 98 machine for NS Racing. Fastest times right now, 55 machine of Edwin Mendez and the 67 of Jeremiah Dwayne. And they're right on each other right there. We're going to have to see if anyone improves on that. Of course, with the cloud cover right now, these guys are really putting down some fast laps, but should expect the clouds to move out of here. I don't know. The Turkey Hill Series race is a sunny race. I just don't know about this race. The Cup race is going to be sunny tomorrow or what. And I mean, normally this time of year around this area, it rains every day. So, you know, even if they had the race in real life, they probably would have gotten rained out like it did last year. So it doesn't really make a difference. Still the 55 and the 67, but Mendez, actually he was first the whole time. Bonsignore came close there, 22.757, but not enough to beat Jeremiah Dwayne's time. We're going to have to see what he gets right here. Did he improve his time? It does not appear he did. And after a few laps, the tire wear does start to come into play, and it's hard to get those fast laps here. It's a concrete racetrack, but tire wear is massively significant here. This place, Rockingham and Darlington, 3 of the biggest places for tire wear. It always gets interesting at these older surfaces. It's looking like the 55 machine and the 67 are going to be the 2 guys who advance on, and we'll race in the Mr. Goodbar 400 tomorrow in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. However, we have yet to see Parker Smith actually get a time in yet because he blew up. So we'll have to see what he can do here. He's on his first flying lap, and the session's almost done. There'll be half a minute added to the clock right here. So he'll be able to complete this lap, but I doubt it's going to be fast enough to beat off the 55 and the 67. Especially considering that the 55 is looking to pass him here. Doesn't appear that the 98's really that fast, and he's going to go to... Come on. Maybe he won't even get that lap officially because he didn't cross the line in time. Nothing changing on the leaderboard there for Parker Smith. Tough break for him there in qualifying. It's going to be Mendez and Jeremiah Dwayne, the two drivers advancing on here at Dover. There are the official standings, and unfortunately Parker Smith couldn't even get a time in because he blew a motor there in qualifying, so he won't get the opportunity to complete a lap. It's going to be Edwin Mendez and Jeremiah Dwayne joining the other 40 full-time drivers to qualify right now here from the Dover International Speedway. And here we go, ready to set the starting lineup for tomorrow's Mr. Goodbar 400 in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series from the Monster Mile in Dover. I'm getting a little homesick, you know. Like I said, I was supposed to be here in real life this coming weekend, and heck, even today, I plan on going to the truck race today when it happened, but, yeah. That's all I gotta say. But hey, we got NOFSRL action here, only on the Napa fan side this weekend. New Era Cup is heading to Oswego, and that's a home track for Marty. Going to my home track this weekend. I just figured that out. Marty's going to be with us for the call for tomorrow's Dover race as well, so we're excited about that. This is going to be fun, though. Mr. Goodbar 400, it's going to be completely different than what we saw last weekend, but I have a feeling that this race is going to be interesting, mainly because of the tire wear and the pit strategy. We could see a wreck or two as well. It's a slightly different racetrack than what we've come to the past couple of years because the grip isn't as high as it used to be. And that means these guys are really going to slow down when the tire wear comes into effect, which means they're also going to slide up the racetrack a lot in this race, which will lead to some more passing on the racetrack as well. It's really anybody's race. You're going to see a lot of strategy, and it's going to be an unpredictable race, I do believe, here for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series at Dover. Alexander Rowe, our points leader here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series by 13 points out of Reagan Whitlock. Of course, when we do the points tomorrow, I want to give you guys the points tomorrow. I'm going to start organizing it according to how they are in respective to the chase positions. So right now, Alexander is 80 points ahead of the chase cutoff, with Whitlock 67 points ahead, Shane Lake 57 points ahead, and so on. I'll give the whole top 12. Of course, those guys 11th and 12th are not in. And then I'll also give the wild card points as well for the drivers who have won races this season, and those guys will get those bonus points. And another blow-up. That's another uncharted machine. That's a 55 of Edwin Mendez. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with those uncharted machines here today. But I will give those wildcard points. And, of course, the two drivers with race victories outside the top 10 in points who have the most points. You have to have a race victory, but once you have at least just one win, doesn't matter how many wins you have, as long as you have one, it's about the points that determine the two wildcard spots. So I'll give you those wildcard points as well in tomorrow's event. So we're going to start organizing it by the chase, get an idea of who's going to make it in, and see who's on the bubble there and everything like that. So Alexander Rowe's looking pretty good right now as our points leader, 80 points ahead, and he's looking good right here. He just went to the top of the board here in qualifying. You cannot get this guy off the top positions. And funny enough, here Jallarv and Alonso is taking the top position. Both Alonso and Rowe have won here before. And not only that, with the slight exception of Mitchell Henderson here, and it's a bit of a technicality because Mitchell Henderson is a development driver, I should say, to Stuart Gratton. Every single race winner at Dover in the past will be in this race, with that technical exception of Mitchell Henderson / Stuart Gratton, but Gratton still has a driver in the race. Season 1 was won by Stuart Gratton himself. Season 2 was won by Jesse Turner. Season 3 was won by Nicholas Samidio. They happen to be right on each other. Season number 6 was won by Alexander Rowe. Season number 7 was won by Jallarv and Alonso. And our defending champion, Nathan Baird, won this race last year. They are all in this race with the exception of Stuart Gratton, but even he has a driver in this race. I believe it's the first race we've had all season like this. So this is a race that favors the veterans. Now, when Alexander Rowe won this race, he was, in fact, a rookie. Alexander Rowe, however, along with Nathan Baird, because Nathan Baird was also a rookie, too, when he won this race. They're the only two rookies who ever won here. However, both Alexander Rowe and Nathan Baird have definitely shown themselves to be excellent drivers. And so has Mitchell Henderson. He just went to the top of the board. 22.887. Now Salmon Oskin's gone to the top of the board in the 83 machine. Great run for him. Our Texas winner, looking to get his second win of the season. My goodness, that was close there with Cody Sill coming off the pit lane. We're looking at a one-stop race tomorrow, but it could become a two-stop race if we get an early caution. The field window's about 42 to the 45 laps. Just past halfway in tomorrow's race. It's going to be an 80-lap race tomorrow, so it should be interesting. Trey Barton with a new sponsor. The Pittsburgh Paranormal, I forget what investigative team. That's what it is. That's from near Pennsylvania. This will be his local area car. Watkins Glen in Pocono. He'll also drive this scheme. And the native of western Pennsylvania right there, Trey Bartow, almost won this race last year. Almost broke his long losing streak at this race last year. But he did win a couple weeks later at North Wilkesboro. So he did get that race victory. But he could not hold off Nathan Baird last season. Nathan Baird at the moment, 14th fastest. Pretty solid time right there. That could be a position where he can grab a race victory. We'll have to see how it all goes down for him right there. But Salmon Oskin, fastest driver in town, and the number 83 machine for Hamill Racing Enterprises. Mitchell Henderson, here to Larvin Alonso. Our last winner, Thomas Troxel, Matt Dallio, and Jesse Turner up there. Eli Bright, Brad Stover, Cameron Garlington, Wyatt Quayle. With the exception of Oskin and Troxel, everyone inside the top 10, a Chick-fil-A Cup Series veteran. Gotta locate Thomas Troxel, our last winner here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. He's going to be in the All-Star race 2 weeks from now. With that massive race victory that he got at the Talladega Super Speedway. Able to hold off Nicholas Samadillo at the end. Of course, he had a little bit of help from Silas Orta there, running in the Mitchell Henderson and bringing out the caution 3 laps early. But Troxel's first win in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series came in a thriller of a race, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed that one. That race was such a fun one to call. I know Trey and Justin enjoyed calling that race with me as well, and so glad you guys enjoyed it. It was a heck of a race there at Talladega last week, and like I said, we're not going to get something like that here at Dover. At least hopefully we won't. Who knows? Maybe we will. It's the Monster Mile. We've seen big crashes here before, but it's going to be a fun race on a completely different level. And I'm really intrigued to see how it all plays out. Going to be one of those technical races. You got to hit your marks at this place, and if you don't, up the racetrack you go. We're also going to see that in the Turkey Hill Series race here in less than an hour over on NAPAFan. That race will also really be a telltale sign of how tomorrow's race is going to go. Maybe not all the way. I will say the Turkey Hill Series race is a little bit of a disappointment. I think the Cup race is going to be much better because they got the strength set up just a little bit higher. But you see what these guys are doing in here. Silas Ordom, Nikolai Sykes, Mark Davidson. They're all over the place throughout the racetrack here. Salmon Oskin in the 83 machine. Locate him on the racetrack. There he is. Looks like he's going to be starting on the pole position, and that top 10 has not changed since the last time we went over it, so it's looking like that's how they're going to line up in the top 10 positions. Matt Dallio and Thomas Troxel are actually tied. That means Dallio's going to be in the 4th position ahead of Troxel, which actually might benefit Troxel. That inside lane is where you want to be. And, we're going to have to see. You can get a run on the outside here at Dover, but with the tire wear and with the low grip on the racetrack, that inside lane is definitely going to be the place to be here at the Dover International Speedway. We see these guys kind of sliding up already. I mean, they're all over the place here around this racetrack. There's Nathan Stapleton. Stapleton's had a pretty solid season. He's 12th in the points, only 16 off the chase grid right now, so plenty of time to work his way into the top 10 in points and have a shot at a championship. It's only one career win for him in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, but he did win the All-Star race last year, and he's had a lot of solid runs in this series. But we'll have to see if NS Racing can get a good run. Their car blew up in unshuttered qualifying with Parker Smith. Of course, Nathan's hoping that does not happen to him in the race tomorrow. That wouldn't be good, but we have a possibility of there being a couple of blow-ups and a couple of tire issues in tomorrow's race. Going to be a lot of factors into how tomorrow's Mr. Goodbar 400 is going to play out, but I'm looking forward to see how it all goes for the 11th race of the season here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series season at number 9. Salmon Askin, Mitchell Henderson looking to start on the front row here. Joe Larvin, Alonso in third. And Alonso's been doing pretty good this season as well. He's 11th in the points, only 13 off the chase grid. Yes, we still call it the chase. That's because it's the chase. That's what it is, and that's what we're going to call it, alright? Not the playoffs, it's the chase. Because we don't eliminate anyone once we start the chase. Looking for Alonso on the racetrack, not sure where he is. Oh, he's somewhere. Maybe he's on the pit lane and I just haven't noticed it yet. I think he is on the pit lane. Because I don't see him on the racetrack. But he is third. Like I mentioned, he won this race in season number 7. He's only won twice in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series after the long career he's had. And don't even get me started on Tristan Allen. He's had a tough career. 26th fastest right now for Tristan. I mean, this guy's got to win something this season. He's got to. I mean, I cannot live with myself any longer. If he cannot win another race, if he cannot win a race, period, he's never won before. He's won the All-Star race, he's won the Open, but he's never won a points-paying race in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series after 6 straight seasons, and then some if you include this season. It's unbelievable how long this guy has gone without even winning a race in the series, and he's done very well on other NAPAFan series. As a matter of fact, he's top 10 in all-time wins on NAPAFan, but not one of those has come in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. We'll have to see tomorrow. Hopefully, maybe, something goofy will happen in these next few races and he can get a race victory. Salmon Askin will lead us to the green flag tomorrow here at Dover. Mitchell Henderson will be second. Here, Joe Larvin, Alonso, Cameron Garlington in the 4th position. I thought Garlington was a little bit lower than that, but he's going to be starting in the 4th position. He was lower than that. He moved up. He moved up right there at the end, so great run there for Garlington. Thomas Troxel, Matt Dallio tie. Dallio's going to have the advantage on Troxel for that position. Jesse Turner, Eli Bright, Brad Stover, Wyatt Quayle. That's the top 10. And you take a look at the rest of the results right there. Check for any more ties. And the Dallio, Troxel, nope, Kukulon and Rowe tied, but we know Rowe's going to have the advantage on Kukulon there because Rowe is our points leader. And other than that, that is how they will line up for the Mr. Goodbar 400 here from the Dover International Speedway. Going to be a fun one tomorrow at noon Eastern Time on NAPAFan. If you want to see some Dover action today, however, check over NAPAFan. Check over to NAPAFan, whatever. And check out the Turkey Hill Series Wawa 200 here from the Monster Mile in the Turkey Hill Series. Going to be a great one there for 40 laps of action. A short race for the Turkey Hill Series, but it's going to be a fun one here from the Monster Mile. Thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to Salmon Askin, your race winner. Or not your race winner. I'm getting ahead of myself. Your pole sitter, I should say. And I will see you guys later.